Hello and welcome. It's day 39 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. So let's find another opponent here and begin. All right. So e4 will respond with e5 and knight to c6 here. So all right. So we have the Ruy Lopez. We'll go ahead and attack. See what they do here. They'll probably retreat. All right, so now we'll play knight to f6 here. And they immediately jump in the center here. All right. So we probably, should capture here? All right. Well, what if we attack that bishop? Do we want to do that? All right, do we want to just play bishop to e7? I don't know if we can because of this pawn. So, just go ahead and capture and see what they play next. All right. Well, well, let's chase this bishop some here. All right, so they retreat. Now, would it be a good idea to attack? I don't know about that. So, do we just play bishop to e7 here? We'll go ahead and do that. That way we can get ready to castle. And just wait and see what they decide on next here. All right. Okay, so right now we're ahead that pawn. So they're probably going to either snatch this pawn back up or chase our knight here. If they do that, can we retreat up here? Or sorry, not retreat, but move up here and then come back after that? All right. All right, so I have to look and see if this is a mistake. If I go up here, if they just protect with the rook, Well, they could just bring the bishop in and protect with that. All right, well, all right, let's do it. See what happens here. I don't know. It looks like I misplayed this opening already, so okay, so they decide to do that. Well, now all right. Now we have this problem of being pinned in here. And if we try to protect the knight with the bishop, they could capture here. And then, well, if they capture, do we capture there? If they capture there, okay, let's see. So if we bring our bishop up here to b7, and they go ahead and capture, and we recapture, then they capture here, attacking us. I don't know. I'm not liking this. This is just kind of a mess. All right, so if we just jump up here with our bishop, then they capture. Well, maybe we have to move our rook. All right, so we'll just do that. We'll just move our rook, see what they do next. I don't know. Now they could just capture our knight. If we capture with our pawn, then they jump down here and capture. I don't know. This is not looking too good here. Not looking too good. Okay. So if they go there, what do we have? What do we have here? We just have to retreat here and they're going to break our pawns apart, I guess. Well, if we go here, that's going to be a mess. All right. Well, I guess we're going back there. Maybe they'll capture with their other bishop and bust up these pawns, but then I guess, well, I don't know. It's not looking too good because our king's kind of stuck in the middle. We could castle and then try and get the rook over here, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of a mess. All right, well, we just misplayed the opening, so I'll have to take a look at that when I do the review and analysis. So I don't know, what do you think we should do here? And what are they going to do? Will they just snatch up this pawn, possibly? They might just do that, go after this pawn. They could go with the queen. Then we just trade off. They capture with the knight. And then we have to protect this pawn. Let's see. Or do we just push forward? If they check, well, then they'll go after this. We'd have to give up our bishop pair. So if the knight if we exchange with this pawn here, and the knight ends up attacking the c6 pawn, then let's see, I guess we could put it over here and kind of aim up towards their king side. Now, what else do we have to worry about? Well, our king being stuck in the center like that, and that's not too great either. All right. So they go ahead and do that. That pretty much forces us to capture there. Now, will they think about attacking that with the queen? Okay, no. So they go there. Now, well, we pretty much have to go here to protect this pawn. Now, he could try and just push this pawn and really leave our king hanging wide open. The queen could jump down in here. No, he has to keep this knight protected with the queen. So, I don't know, he might just push forward here. Okay, so he goes with that. All right. Well, we could just attack the knight. Or do we need to attack this queen immediately? Let's see. If we attack that knight, let's see. All right. So now this queen has joined the attack here. I'm guessing he moved here to, well, to keep me from castling, but also this pawn could be pushed. If we capture, then there's a possible check over here. All right, do we attack this knight? Do we just go ahead and attack that knight? That's the question. Attack the knight. I don't know, that seems like the best thing to do there. Now, if the knight jumps down into the position here, Yep, so that is what I thought he might do. Now what do we do? Do we have to protect by dropping back here with our bishop? So if we drop back with the bishop, and we have to keep an eye out for any tactical possibilities. Let's see. If we go there, he's threatening a check on our king. So that's not good. All right, if he checks us by going here, well, then what do we do? We could move over. What if we run our king up here? Does that do anything? Let's see. All right, looks like we have to retreat back. And we have a possible attack coming on our queen over here with the rook. All right, so if we go here, he might go here anyway and check us. Then if we capture and his queen comes down in here and captures, well, then what do we do? All right, well, what if we go here? If we go there, will our queen be trapped? So that's another problem. Our queen just ending up trapped here. Man, I don't know. It's not looking too good here. Not looking too good. What if we go back there? If we go there, if the queen ends up down here, so if we bring our bishop back, he jumps down, checking us, and we capture. His queen ends up on g7, attacking our rook. If we go up here and he checks us, oh man. So if he ends up here, all right, not good, not looking good here. All right, I don't know. This is looking pretty terrible. So if we retreat back here to f8, the knight jumps down, captures, or well, the knight just moves here, checking us. Then what do we do? All right. Bishop moves here to f8. Check. Then what do? We move over. No, we can't move over. So, all right. So we just retreat back. So bishop here, knight jumps in with check. If we capture, then I don't know. This is a disaster. Looks like we're in trouble here. We're just in trouble. Okay. Well, now I guess we can try that. Oh, great. Did I miss that? Like, is he going to check us now and then trap us? Great. Okay, so he tried that. That surprised me. All right. Well, we have to capture there. All right. And now, what's next? Do we go here? Or there? Okay. If we attack, should we go here? He could jump there. Maybe we have to go here. All right, we'll just do that. All right. Well, I don't know. I think they could have got us in a lot more trouble back there. They should have maybe jumped the knight down to g7 with check, and then the queen could have came down here and attacked. I don't know. It could have been a mess. We'll look at that in the analysis afterwards and the game review and everything. Okay, so we're attacking this. We have this bishop lined up here. So what will he try and do next? I mean, we could... he could just jump down in here to get rid of our bishop pair. Then we would probably be forced to capture. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. He just jumps down in here with check. We can't go over here. He'll fork our king and this rook. Do we go up here? No, because the rook could come down and check. So we would just be forced to give up our bishop pair then. We would just have to capture. So he'll probably, I don't know, maybe jump down here. We capture. Then Okay, so he does that instead. All right, what is the threat with that? Trying to jump in here and get another piece in there maybe, but our bishop's doing a good job of covering everything. Maybe he wants to break this up over here, but I guess we could just push forward. Do we just castle here? Or do we just attack? All right, I'm gonna say maybe we castle. But then he could jump down in here. All right, so, and we're gonna run out of time. So let's just make some moves here. Just make some moves. All right, at least now we can try and fight. He might try and bring this other, bring his rook down here on the 7th rank. So, anyway, we're going to have to try and fight for this open file. At least our bishop is covering, keeping this knight from jumping down into the game. Although he could push here and try and attack. And then I guess we could go there. But then that would let this other knight come in. Okay, so he goes ahead, does that. Now, do we have to go after this knight? Guess we could do that. Then he captures. Or do we go here? Then his knight jumps in here. Okay, so we don't want that. So it looks like we have to capture there. And then we'll have to fight for the open file here. So I think we should go there. And we'll see what he decides to do here. Will he avoid us and just move over one? Or just capture? Then we recapture, and then he'll bring this one over. All right, but we could have a chance of jumping up here, but we have to watch out because of this pawn being here. That could be a problem. Okay, so he does that. We have to watch out that if we try to go up here, we could have an issue. All right, because now if we go up here after this pawn, well, one, he could just protect it. But there'd be a possible back rank mate here. So what else can we do? All right, we need to make some room, so we'll go up that way. Now the problem is he can jump in here. All right, yeah, and that's what I was afraid of. He jumps in there. Now this is under attack. And what do we do? Do we have to protect that? And then we're in a passive position. Or do we ignore it and go after this over here? All right, well, okay, we got to do something here. All right, I guess we're just protecting that pawn. Then we have to get our bishop out of there. But man, this is a horrible position to have our rook in such a passive position here. So we have to get this bishop out of here. All right, he could try and just push forward here. Well, then at least we could, excuse me, then we could attack. But he could just go after this. And we could ignore that. If he puts a pawn down here, we could just move up here. I don't know. We probably need to attack his knight. Okay. Well, we should probably go after that. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll go, do we want to go there or do we want to just push forward? We'll push forward like that, and then start moving this other pawn up. All right, well, let's move that up. At least that blocks him out a little bit. All right, so then we're running into problems over here. I guess we could go there. Try and get our king a little more active. All right, so we'll try that. At least if he takes, then we bust his pawns apart. All right, now what will he do? Move his king up, or will he go after this pawn or even this pawn? All right, so he decides on that. Let's go after that. All right, now we could go there, try and break that apart. But if we take, he takes, then he'll break through over here. All right. Well, let's see. Guess we could go there and limit his king. All right, now we want to push forward here. Let's see, actually, let's do that, and then we'll push forward. Do we keep his king out of there? We'll just check him. Gives us some time. Right, now we can go after that. And then, let's see. Uh-oh, did we mess up? Did we mess up here? Did we mess up? Come on. Did we mess up like that? Oh my gosh. If we go there, he's going to push forward. We check. Is that the end of the game? Come on. Did we just make a simple mistake there? Let's check him. At least that might give us a chance. All right. Okay, well, are we done? Got to do that. All right. Well, might as well go there. Come on. Now he's threatening a mate over here. So, oh my gosh. I gotta go there. And we pretty much lost now. This game. All right. Probably should resign now, but I mean, what else could we do? So now he just picks that off. All right, well, that was terrible, terrible, terrible. So let's do the game review. Yeah, that's 62.5. That was a bad game. All right. Look at this. So apparently I had two huge mistakes where I had a giant chance here and an even bigger chance here. And I missed both of those, whatever they were. So let's take a look and see what we can learn from this. All right. Says you did a good job fighting on that game in a tough position. That type of effort will pay off in the long run. Well, it still wasn't enough. So, all right. I don't know. I'll have to see what I did here in the opening. Yeah, apparently that move was not good. Maybe I had to push this pawn up here. I don't know. That opening was a disaster. Like already right here, white has a plus 1.5 advantage, even though I'm up by a pawn. So that is not good. All right, what is best here? Capturing. I don't know. That move looks terrible as well. I definitely don't like that move. Because, well, I don't know. They can pin this knight. And then what do I do? Once they pin that knight. I don't know. This just looks horrible. We'll take a look at this in the game review or in the analysis. All right. So anyway, moving on. We're fighting for our lives in this game. Fighting for my life the whole time. All right. Best here would have been to bring the rook up there and protect. Okay. I guess it activates that rook more. And if I would have done that, then the game is a little closer to even. All right, so that is a mistake. Best would have been, what, moving the king over here to help cover this. Oh, and then I could possibly bring the rook over here and attack the queen. All right, and then they made a mistake, a blunder over here, it looks like. So we should have just captured. Did we make a mistake there? Oh my gosh, we missed that. So if we go back, we could have just captured right there. Oh my gosh, I totally missed that. So I don't know, if I'm missing tactics like this, I definitely have to improve that. You can't miss winning tactics like this where I could have just picked off that knight. Okay. Terrible, terrible. We could have just picked off this knight and then just been up a piece. Okay, well, we missed that. And then, so we deserve to lose this game after missing that move. And then rook to c8 is bad. Best would have been attacking the knight. All right, well, we'll look at all that in the analysis. So taking that is good. This move was bad. So what should we have done there? We should have activated our rook immediately and tried to go after these pawns. We should have just forgot about this doubled pawn here. So that is, I don't know, one of the morals or lessons of this game is to activate your rook earlier, as fast as possible. So king to h5, the game was close to equal, but now your opponent has the advantage. So here we should have just pushed forward. Okay, because if they push this pawn, then I just capture this one. And anyway, let's move on here. That was a mistake. Best would have been what? Jumping up here, threatening the king. All right, and then that's a disaster right here. So that's a mistake. Best would have been to capture. Oh, they would have to capture, and then I could push a pawn through here. So that's the other. If I would have captured, they capture, then I push through this pawn. So I'm just missing everything in this game today. This is awful. All right. And we played at a 1250 level, and they only played at 1400. So this was just a all-around terrible game. That's a mistake. What should we have done here? Moved over. I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm just being destroyed, and we're going to lose no matter what. So that was an awful. That might be one of the worst games I've played in this whole series. That I missed two great chances to win, and then I don't know, other mistakes besides that. So, all right, quick analysis before this turns into just a bummer of a video. Okay, so we're playing the Ruy Lopez, so it's all going well so far. And here, knight to f6 is good. And now after this move, what is best here? Well, it looks like just capturing is the best move. And so that's what we did. We just go ahead and capture. They castle. And now bishop to e7 is the best move. Okay. So bishop to e7 is what we should have done. So instead we attack here, and that's an inaccuracy. So bishop to e7 here would have kept the game more even. Bishop to e7. All right, well, let me take a look at that. Bishop to e7. Then queen to e2 or e5 attacking this knight. So if they attack, or rook to e1. But if this knight is attacked with e5, then it looks like e4 is best up here. E4, or knight to e4. If they attack our knight. Then if they capture here, well, let's take a look at this. So if they go here, it looks like knight to e4 is the best move to keep an advantage with black. Then they have multiple moves. So knight to d4. They go rook to e1, we go knight to c5, and we attack their bishop here. So what if they just capture here? Well, then it looks like we should ignore that and just castle immediately. All right, well, before I get too deep into that analysis, so let's go back to the game. We played b5, which was not good. Bishop to e7 should have been played. And then, after they go bishop to b3, now we play bishop to e7, and that is not good now. So, d6, bishop to b7, or even bishop to d6 here, to prevent that pawn from pushing forward, I guess. All right. So it looks like bishop to b7 is best. And it's also showing knight takes on e4. But, oh, that's the one we were wondering about. If the knight takes there, why wouldn't they just pin us? It looks like even better is knight capturing on d4. Then after bishop to b7, then the rook comes over. But if they do that immediately, and then we play d5, well, that just gives away that pawn, doesn't it? d5, they can just capture that. But if they capture, oh no, the queen is covering it. So if that happens, then they can go knight to c3. Oh, okay, that would move this pawn out of the way. All right, yeah, so some tricky stuff. So in the game, we played this, and it starts leading to a lot of problems. So after that move, knight to g4 is best. It even recommends e4, knight to e4. How would knight to e4 work? And once again, couldn't they just capture? I guess I'll take a look at it. We played knight to g4 in the game, which was the best move, but what is this move? How does that even work? It says that's, or did I look at it wrong? Let me remove that. That's knight to d5. So knight to e4. Okay, up here, and then we can drop back and attack. All right, well, we played that, and now we have, what, bishop to d5? Bishop to d5. Now, is that the best move? It looks like it is, well, close to the best move. So they do that. Now rook to b8 is the best response, which is what we played. Capture, and that was not best in the position. So better would have been rook to e1, just lining up on our king. All right, but anyway, after this, capturing, of course, and then h3. It looks like chasing this knight away is best. But in the game, we had what? Capture here. Oh no, okay, excuse me. They did play h3, which was best. So they played h3, that was the best move. We retreat to knight to h6, and then, oh, now this is interesting. That wasn't the best move. We should have played h5 here. So let's definitely take a look at that. h5. And then if they capture, the game is even. The best move is rook to e1. Because if they capture here, we capture and we've opened a line up to their king. Now best would be to retreat back and then f5. Or even c5, protecting, well, f5, capture, and now the best move is to go over here and threaten a mate. So then we would have g3 to block that. And now the queen captures. So here, queen to e2 would be best. And c5. Anyway, crazy stuff here. Looks like we'll have an attack going on. So, of course I didn't see that. All right. I retreat back. The best move is to capture this pawn. Second best is to break up this. Well, now it's saying that's best. So they broke up the king side. Then we have this capture here. And here the rook should have gone up and protected that pawn, because then that would have kept the queen out of this position here. All right, so we make a mistake here. Looks like king moving over to f8 would have been better. Then they just start moving in on everything here. So now, after that move, that should be a winning advantage. We had bishop to f8, which was best to keep that knight out of there. And now f4 would be best, moving up here. But they attack our queen. So queen to g5 is best, and that's what we played. Now here, I thought they had a winning move by being able to check down here with knight to g7. So if they checked, and then they have the threat of jumping down here, maybe there's no follow-up to it. The queen could jump down here, but then the bishop would be up here. So check, we go here, the queen jumps down to here, but the king can escape over to here. And I guess there's nothing to that. So let's take a quick look at it. All right, so that wouldn't work. The bishop would just capture here. So bishop would just capture. Then if the queen jumped down here, the king would just run to safety, it looks like. So if we had something like that, now the king is forced to f8, but there's no follow-up. The queen is even guarding this area with the rook. So, what do you do now? Pick this off, maybe? But at this point, black would just be ahead. All right, so in the game, they make a blunder here. So in this position, they capture the pawn, and we should have just captured the knight here. The best move is just something like that. So then white's best option now is just to capture the queen, get rid of this queen, because there's a lineup of the queen and the bishop on this g2 square here. All right, so moving on. We capture the wrong way, keeping the game, well, in white's favor. So now this was the best move. They play the best move. We castle, and that was not good. So better would have been h5, chasing that knight back. So h5 would have been best, chasing the knight. And then best would be this. Then capture, pawn captures, and now king to f8. King to f8, or maybe immediately going after this pawn here with rook to h6. That's the second best move. Okay, back to the game. Knight to f6, capture, pawn captures. We move over here to challenge for the d file. They capture, we capture. Now the best move is to come over here and try and control things. So we play h6, and that's best to give our king some breathing room. They attack, and here we played rook to c8, and that is a mistake. Better would have been b4, attacking their knight. So moving here is the best option. Now rook to d1 check. Rook to d1 check. So check. King is forced into the corner, and rook to d2, we just start going after the pawns. So king to g3 to protect here. And then instead of capturing, also it's saying to just go ahead and capture, and then the bishop is under attack here. So we could take a look at that. Or knight takes c5. But anyway, a lot of counterplay would be happening here if we went into those variations. So the knight moves here, we trade off, and now rook to d8 is best, but we don't do that. So rook to d8, then we would have rook to g4 check, king over to f8 is the best move. f8, rook to h4. Now, what? King to g8. King to g8 is best, and then of course they're going to capture here. Well, now rook to d1 check, king to h2. Then we go here attacking. King moves over here to protect. So looks like b4, rook to h5. Oh wait, now that wasn't b4 that I played. I made the wrong move, so delete that. b4 like this. Now it's saying that's a miss, that we should have just captured, started mowing down these pawns. Which, why not? Why not just start going after these? Okay, well, and we have to be careful our king doesn't get trapped down here with this pawn on f6. Okay, in the game, we push forward. They push. All right, c4. That is a miss. Better would have been what? Well, they had a missed opportunity as well. So at this point, looks like rook to g4 check would have been better. They pushed forward, so now we pushed that pawn, and instead it looks like rook to d8 would have been better, just activating the rook over here like this. And now they recommend f4 for white. Okay, in the game we have that, and then we push here, but it doesn't like that. Instead, it says that h4 is the best move. Or wait, is that right? h4 is best. No, that's their best move. Our best move right now is rook to d8. Once again, rook to d8 here. So instead, we start pushing these pawns. Now we should have captured there. They attack, we move up, and it doesn't like that move. It's saying we should have just captured there. They would have captured. Then we move up here and attack. They capture. We capture. They capture. All right, so in the game, we just misplayed this. So finally, when we do this, they don't like it. All right, so they go up here and protect these pawns. Better would have been what? Instead, king, just bringing the king up. So they go there. We go here, putting pressure on that pawn. He protects. Now we should have pushed our pawns forward. So they do that. Doesn't like that. We should have just moved forward here. All right, so we just misplayed all of this. And then here, that was a bad move there. Let's see. King to f3 was the best move. And then we played b4, but instead we should have played rook all the way down here to g1. Okay. And that is what we missed. So here we should have captured. And the best move is a3 in this position. Let's see, if they captured, well, now we have c3, and if they capture, we capture. They try and move over, but they don't get there in time. And we would have a queen. So I absolutely missed that. And at this time, I let so much time run down that always plays a factor. I was just taking forever. And it's all because of the opening. I'm working on these openings to try and learn these new openings that I'm playing that I'm not as familiar with. So hopefully, after a few more months, I'll start improving on these openings. All right, and then the game was pretty much over after this. All right, so the video drug on for a long time. So if you hung in there, I thank you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to leave comments or suggestions. You might have a lot of suggestions after the bad moves in that game. So thank you all for watching, and have a super chess day.